Gama Joba, and welcome to the 2021 Georgia National Championships road race, starting in Chinti and finishing in Kulalebi. The course this year is 93 kilometers long with 1,700 meters of elevation gain, sunny skies, 33 degrees, so it's going to be a hot one today for the riders, and we'll be jumping into the course profile to see a closer look at what the riders will be tackling today. Elite men and junior men will be both racing the national championships at the same time. As they leave Chinti, they'll be passing the Ngodi Dam to the left of them. Very beautiful scenery, and they'll be making their way up to Kanatia. That's 20 kilometers from the start. Then they'll be looping back to the start, but they'll actually be going up the first significant climb of today, which is the Boldavi climb, 8% average gradient for 7 kilometers, then a little bit of recovery for 2 kilometers, and then the Putsanati climb, 7% average gradient for 2 kilometers, then a nice 15-kilometer valley descent to Tianeti. And after they reach Tianeti, they have some rollers through Aloti for 15 kilometers, so more climbing to be seen. And then there is a gradual uphill finish in the Finnish region of Kulalebi, so it should be a very interesting and exciting race to see who will be crowned the new national Georgian champion. At the start line in Chinti, the elite riders were lining up alongside the junior riders while having the rules explained to them for today's road race and ensuring that they understand how to stay safe since the roads are not closed off for them. So ensuring rider safety is very important. But early on, after the neutral rollout, we didn't see any attacks. We had a normal pace set by the elite riders at the front of the pack, and you can see that the majority of these early kilometers are just a normal soft tempo, but we do see climbing very early on in the race. Now to the left of us, we have the Ngodi Dam, which is very beautiful, a very scenic route for a national championship. So in terms of Georgia and scenery, very beautiful landscape, but in terms of the pace at the front, it is relatively pretty calm, but those climbs, and as we start to climb and keep going, you will see a lot of junior cyclists struggling to keep up with the elite cyclists. So it's very unfortunate if you're not from this region, because like I said, this is a national championships. There are flatter regions in Georgia, so that's why we will be seeing some riders actually get dropped from the main peloton because they are not used to this intensity and these gradients and these climbs. So they will have to work on that for next year. Now we have Sukhan, right now elite rider. He is getting dropped, but he will do his best to catch back on to the main peloton. And we did have some cows on the course, and there was an obstacle, and this is where the breakaway got away. So there was one elite rider that went on the attack with 2 juniors, so that is why there is a time gap right now of around 43 seconds, and we will see that gradually increase, but this is relatively all flat. So you see 2 riders, 2 elite riders, they are able to catch back onto the peloton, and we still see this breakaway go up the road. Now they have officially came to Kanatia, and there is a 2-minute and 38-second gap. Now they turned around and are going back on the same route that they took up to get to Kanatia. We have Georgi Gobatsa getting some water from the team car and cooling himself off, and the only elite rider in the breakaway group is Beka Nakashvili. He went on the attack with 2 other riders when those cows came on the road. The only other junior cyclist that is in the chasing peloton is Guga, very young, promising Georgian cyclist, very strong to stay with the chasing peloton, and they are working very well together. Now the time gap is 4 minutes to the breakaway group, and now that breakaway group is definitely on the first climb, which is the Boldavi climb, and they still have 60 kilometers left to go. So in terms of it being a long race and the race just opening up, it's pretty much on this hill that the race is officially going to start. So looking at the stats, Boldavi climb, 7 kilometers long, average percent gradient is 8%, absolutely bonkers. And you will see the front of the race right now with those 2 juniors. Beka Nakashvili, he was dropped and distanced. So right now for the elite men, this is the group, this is the peloton that is going for the elite men, since those 2 junior are not competing for the elite title. Another elite man dropped, Valadi, he is trying to chase back to the peloton, but right now this is the group that we have, 3.4 kilometers left to go, and this is not the steepest section of the Boldavi climb, which we have right now, and it is tragedy for Georgi Gobatsa, 14.1% gradient, the steepest section of the Boldavi climb, and he is being distanced by Nika Tishnava that's going on the attack and setting a hard tempo. This is just tragedy for Georgi Gobatsa's hopes of winning the national title. He is trying everything to reconnect to the rest of the peloton, and you can see that Nika's attack and steady tempo has made damages and splits throughout the whole peloton, and right now Georgi Gobatsa is doing everything he can to reconnect, which he does, and this is the peloton for the elite men. We have Georgi Gobatsa, Georgi Koshkidze, Valadi was able to catch back on on, and we have the one junior cyclist by the name of Guba, and they are all together. Now there's 1 minute and 43 seconds to Nika Tishnava, and this is what they have to do right now on this climb, is just drill it and catch him as fast as possible, because if Nika is able to get to the valley, the race is over. He's automatically taking first place, because then he will have too much time. With 1 minute and 35 seconds, this group can catch Nika Tishnava, but they have to work very well together. Nika Tishnava is recovering for 2 kilometers after finishing the Bodavi climb. He has the Putsnadi climb coming up, which is also 2 kilometers, but 7% average grading. So the peloton that's chasing him has to do everything they can to catch him. The time gap is 1 minute and 30 seconds. They are full sending it down this descent, 77 kilometers, and now they are going up the Putsnadi climb, but the time that Nika is putting into them is very, very high. Now they have 2 minutes and 30 seconds that separates them and Nika. So in terms of them working on this final climb before the valley to Tianeti, they have to put all their energy into this climb if they want to catch him. But as the time increases, it shows you how strong Nika is and how strong that they have worked to actually make up some time. But right now they are in the valley to Tianeti, 15 kilometers long. They should be able to rotate right now as long as Nika hasn't caught those 2 junior cyclists up the road and he can work with them. So it's a 3-man group versus a 6-man group at this point. One of the junior cyclists that was with Nika is actually dropped, and he is in this peloton. So that is interesting to see how hard the pace was with Nika and that other cyclist, that other junior cyclist. So right now, the junior cyclist up the road, he will win the national championships for juniors, because it's just him and Nika. And with about 5-minute gap between Nika and the rest of the peloton, with 17 kilometers left to go on these rolling hills through Aloti, basically it's safe to say that the national championships is going to both those riders for junior and elite. It's unfortunate that the rest of the peloton couldn't work more efficiently together to catch Nika, but that just shows you how strong Nika's legs were today and the attack and tempo that he set on the Bodavi climb, that none of the elite riders could reel him back in. They had one section where they could have done it, but that just shows you how strong he was, that he was able to extend his lead. And with 11 kilometers left to go, the peloton is going for 2nd and 3rd place for the elite men, and Guba will be taking 2nd place for juniors. And this is the uphill sprint with 300 meters to go. We have Georgi versus Georgi. They're going for the sprint uphill finish, and we have a bike throw at the line. Who takes it? We have Georgi Gobatsa taking it for 2nd place. Taking a look at the official results for the 2021 National Championships Georgia Road Race, 1st place going to Nika Tishnava with the victory and the national title, and an impressive 10 minutes and 20-second time difference to 2nd place's Georgi Gobatse with an impressive bike throw for himself over 3rd place's Georgi Kochakidze. So the top 3 is as follows once again: 1st place Nika Tishnava, 2nd place Georgi Gobatse, and 3rd place Georgi Kochakidze. We hope you enjoyed the coverage of the 2021 National Championships Georgia Road Race. If you guys did, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and maloba for watching. And until the next one, keep on pedaling.